At 17, sitting in class, everything changed in an instant. My heart started racing, vision became extremely blurry, and I didn't know what was going on. My first panic attack hit like a truck. It was without a warning, without anything, just there. But before I get further into this, let me take you back a little bit in my childhood. Well, I was always the kid with the big dreams. I wanted to become a professional skateboarder, then I wanted to become a professional footballer. It didn't matter, I just wanted the American dream, let's say. And for me, my first mission was to get the heck out of Belgium. And I looked up to these role models for me back then, like Nigel Huston, Ibrahimovic, or famous bodybuilders like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I always acted more like the USA way, let's say. After school, I hang out with my friends, skating in the street, playing Skate 3 all day, and all my days I loved that game with my pure heart. I just wanted to be in the sun, I just wanted to live in California and just accomplish everything that the American dream had. Man, I loved my childhood, and even going into high school, it was the same. I wanted to have the house parties like American Pie. I was so inspired by the movie American Pie. That's why my name is also Stefmeister from Stiffmeister. And this was it, you know, and I think a lot of you that live in more Northern European countries, they like this lifestyle and they like to have a little bit more of this unique or this more lavish lifestyle that they are living there. It may seem different from this age, but back then, this was it. So now to come back to that story in the class. I was sitting there and my hands were shaking and I had zero clue what was going on. So I ran back to my friend's place back then, sitting there with his mom, trying to like either call an ambulance or, you know, when you have your first panic attack, it feels so unreal. It feels like something is completely wrong in your body. And a lot of people that have this issue, they don't talk about it, so you don't know what it actually is. But then after this, the most horrible way that I could imagine happened, because I didn't cure super fast from this. For me, I stopped school. In the beginning it was just 1 week I didn't go because I couldn't control it. I went outside, I got a panic attack. I did something, whatever it was, and I got a panic attack. And this is how panic attacks are. They're so uncontrollable. It's just your overthinking, obsessive overthinking behavior that just starts kicking in, and you think again and again, and your heart starts racing, you start sweating, you start to have this weird thing with your eye, and it's impossible to stop it. So for me, I had 1 week turned into 2 weeks, 2 weeks turned into 3 weeks, and eventually completely dropping out of high school. This kid with this amount of dreams, with these things going for him is maybe a big thing, but for me then, my life was it, you know, I was the cool kid. And then I started gaming, staying home, me gaming, staying home. Like I used to play Skate 3 or some FIFA Street, but that was it. I just like to play with friends, not gaming alone on some solo boring game. And I just didn't know what to do with my life. And this was probably the worst chapter in my whole entire life that I ever had. I had millions of failures in business or whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter. A mental health issue or just a health issue in general is the worst thing there is. Either it's physical, either it's mentally. It's terrible. And it's way worse than anything that can happen in your life. Now, the next chapter is actually pretty interesting. And I think a lot of people that still have this to today will really find something out of this, so make sure to listen. If you go back to my channel and you see a video that I uploaded from the fitness from 4 years ago, I think by now, my journey from being fat at that stage, because I was just sitting at home gaming and eating shit food, to actually getting into shape. Well, this kind of cured my anxiety, let's say. Not completely, but we were getting there. So I decided that I wanted to go to the gym. I couldn't even go outside, but I decided to go to the gym. And my first day at the gym, I tried everything to get there. I gave it my all. I was having a panic attack literally during my first day of training. And I just kept going. I was literally on the phone back then texting my mom like how it was going, because she was also very worried about me. We didn't even at that point really knew it was like panic attacks or anything else. It was still like something that I had out of nowhere, and we didn't know what it was because nobody talks about it. And then eventually I was in the gym, My first training session ever, it was complete horrible. It was the worst experience ever, but I did it. And this taught me so many things in life. I call this the Iron Salvation chapter, and oh boy, did this change me mentally. Because I kept going, I kept feeling like shit, I kept having panic attacks. But you know what? Out of nowhere, I started to see progress in my body. And I was like, okay, I can't stop this. And I stopped gaming, I stopped everything, and I just kept going to the gym. And my anxiety was not going away, but I was getting stronger. I was getting stronger to say in some way no to it. And the more that I said no to it, the more I started to forget about it, let's say. Eventually, how crazy it may seem, but I got back, because now I didn't only became extremely big for my age back then and extremely shredded. And if you can see the video or pictures you found from back in the days, I was a monster at one point. But also I became a very famous Belgium gym rat. Like, I started posting this online, I started posting my progress online, and I started getting to like 60,000 followers on TikTok back then, and everybody knew me everywhere. Can you imagine a kid with extreme anxiety going to the gym, now with 20 people coming to him just to ask for a picture, and I was checked as fuck. So the thing is that I have learned out of that is that nothing can stop you. If literally something attacks you from outside your body, that of course can stop you. But if something attacks you from inside your body, what anxiety is, and that also can stop you, can you imagine how strong you mentally have to be to overcome this? There is like a thing where Vegeta, if you ever saw Dragon Ball Z, he has this margin, this M on his head, and he breaks through, even if it's in his own head, and he still get out of it. And this was something that I used to watch back then, because it was like the same thing for me. I just had to break through out of my own mind. And eventually I did it. I'm sitting here now, and it may not be what you would think, but I'm here with a Rolex, with coming zero money from home, sitting here in, let's be honest, a mega mansion, driving a Porsche in another country as Belgium, because eventually I moved out. I have a gym next to my office here. I mean, everything, if you can overcome this, you can overcome everything. And that is just a fact. I created a fire that is unbeatable to burn. So I think the people that have anxiety are lucky in a way, because for me it turned my life 180 degrees, and I just went full power for everything I wanted. I started learning how to trade, invest, started to make money with trading, started to become bigger in the gym, started to actually start online businesses, and I kept on going, and it didn't stop. And now I'm here in this position, and everything from outside, it almost can't hit me anymore, because that period was my arc. And I strongly believe that a lot of people need their arc to actually become who they want to become. So if you're currently in a situation like this, then this is your arc, and see it as your arc, and just keep going. Trust me when I say this, anxiety will never, ever be able to control your fire. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you learned something out of it, or just found some support in this video. And I will see you maybe in another one. Bye bye.